Hello, my friends. How are you doing? Your buddy Phil here. I have a very important topic to talk about today. In fact, it's not a laughing matter, but it's comedic to me on the other hand. And I would like to talk to you today, debate with you, the 2-week illusion. A rebuttal to rapid PMP certification claims everywhere. Oh, I got certified in 1 week. I got certified in 1 day. I got certified in 2 weeks. I got certified in 3 weeks. Well, in recent years, the claim of achieving PMP certs within 1 or 2 weeks has become increasingly common. It triggers people to think they are dumb when they can't do the same. And I want to correct that misnomer. You see, while this notion might seem appealing and sensational, it is fundamentally flawed and extremely misleading and extremely aggravating to people who understand the importance of letting the content that you claim to understand marinate. It's so important. You see, as a PMP going to 2 decades now in the profession, someone who has been a reviewer of PMBOK 4, 5, 6, 7, and other guides from the PMI, I feel compelled to address these misconceptions surrounding these claims, and I want to emphasize the true essence of earning this esteemed certification. There are a lot of people who are spoiling the PMP. They are devaluing the PMP by saying, well, it only takes 2 days to study for the... Please give me a break. The foundation of the PMP certification is sacred. It's important to understand that before the PMP was put together, those who crafted it, including my buddy Lee Lambert, one of the founders of the PMP, spent over 2 years, going to 3 years, putting together this exam. So it's important to understand that the PMP is not a trivial exam that at the snap of a finger anyone can get. It's important to understand that it's not merely a test of theoretical knowledge. It is a comprehensive evaluation of one's ability to lead and direct projects effectively. Do you understand the importance of leadership when it comes to project management? A lot of people don't. A lot of people have their first rodeo with leadership when they begin to study Maslow's and McGregor. But I really love what the PMI have done recently in that they've brought the principles to the forefront. It's for a reason. You see, the PMI wants you to demonstrate professionalism, and part of professionalism is not trivializing the certification you claim to have by saying, well, I just got certified in a few hours. I barely did any work. Come on now. The PMI requires candidates to have substantial experience before they can even sit for the exam. A minimum of 3 years, 36 months of project management experience, leading and directing projects. And then that's on top of them holding a 4-year degree. Do you want to discredit your 4-year degree or 3-year degree and the 36 months of education? Or did you lie on your application? Because if you didn't lie on your application, you shouldn't discredit the 4 years or the 3 years of your bachelor's degree. That's dumb. And you shouldn't discredit the 36 months that you spent leading and directing projects. And you shouldn't discredit the time that you spent learning project management, formal project management, as the PMI said. And if you don't have a degree, you're meant to have 60 months of project management experience if you don't have a 4-year degree. Now, this experience is not something that can be accumulated in a matter of weeks. It involves years of hard work, hands-on work, dealing with real-world challenges, developing the skills necessary to manage complex projects successfully. These are some of the reasons why my buddy Lee Lambert calls these PMPs who don't value the PMP paper PMPs, because they're all about paper. There's a huge fallacy in rapid certification, and those who claim to have achieved PMP in 1 or 2 weeks are often not crediting the essential experience required. Lies. Such claims are misleading for aspiring project managers who may believe that the certification process is quick and easy. Then they crash and burn. But the reality is that the experience counts for a lot. It's a foundation upon which the certification stands. So quit telling people, well, you can get certified in 3 days. The idea that someone can study for a few days and pass the PMP without substantial experience undermines the integrity of the certification. It sends a wrong message to both the current and future project managers, suggesting that minimal effort and superficial knowledge are all you need to acquire this highly coveted certification. this widely regarded benchmark of professional excellence in project management. There's such a huge amount of project managers who are aiming to get certified in quote, record time. We need to stop this. There is an importance of retaining knowledge. Achieving PMP is not just about passing an exam. It's about gaining and retaining the knowledge to apply it to project management in the real world, to apply project management principles effectively. And when someone claims to have become certified in a short period, it raises the question about how much of the information was truly absorbed. How well can they apply it in a real world scenario? The value of the PMP certification is not in a piece of paper. It's in the ability for you to implement knowledge and skills gained through years of experience and study. It's about having a deep understanding of project management processes. Hey, it's about you being able to correlate what you did in those 3 years or 5 years that you had from experience, correlating that with the lingo in the PMBOK guide, correlating it with all of the verbiage that you learn in the PMP courses you go for. That's what it's about. Understanding a face to the name, the tools and techniques, they come alive when you understand. Oh, I do that all the time. I do a mind map all the time. I do brainstorming all the time. I do the minimum viable product in my own way. These are things that come alive when you go through the training and you anchor it back to what you have done. That's where the experience counts, and that's where the learning counts. Another one is multi-criteria decision analysis. People do that all day long and they don't know what it's called until they begin going through the learning process and they realize, oh, that's what it is. So, beyond certification, my friends, there is a path to leadership. It's not just about the certification. Okay? So I want to make it extremely clear. If you are a PMP, there is an understanding that you have spent time being cooked. And it's not a 2-week process. You need 3 years in college. You need 3-year experience as a project manager. That amounts to a lot. So if you're able to effectively correlate terminology and ideas from PMBOK Guide and from PMI's ECO, that is not a 2-week process. So quit saying it's 2 weeks. But I've got an even more pressing question to ask those of you who seem to be hurrying at breakneck speed to get certified. Why the rush? Why the speed? Why are so many people in a hurry to get PMP certified? Is it something that needs to be done next week? Now, there's several factors in my mind that contribute to this rush. There's a perceived pressure and competition, right? In today's fast-paced world, there's an increased pressure to achieve milestones quickly, but it should be about the quality of the deliverable, not just about knocking it out. And unfortunately, it's created a culture of competition where individuals feel they need to showcase their abilities rapidly, often at the expense of genuine learning and understanding. You can't tell me that you microwaved yourself and came out bing, in 40 hours and the next thing you took an exam. Let's get real. Some individuals see rapid certification as a display of power or competence, thinking it sets them apart in the job market. Nothing is further from the truth, my friends. We also have these misguided perceptions. Many individuals mistakenly believe that the value of PMP certification lies solely in the credential itself, rather than the knowledge and the experience it represents. This misguided perception leads to a focus on obtaining the certification as quickly as possible. I got to do it before Phil does. There's also marketing and sensationalism, and a big shame to those organizations and individuals who are pushing that narrative, pushing that idea of rapid certification as a selling point. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves if you're really PMPs. They create a false sense of urgency and allure by claiming it's possible with our solution to become certified in the next 30 days. This marketing tactic can be very misleading. can mislead individuals into believing that speed equates to efficiency and success. And there's a consequence of the rush, you know. The rush to get certified, it does have several negative consequences. First of all, you become a parrot in many instances. There's this parrot fashion. It's like there's a transient memory, and within a week of getting certified, it totally erased the hard drive. They got nothing left. When individuals rush through the certification process, they often only acquire superficial knowledge. And you know what this leads to? Poor performance in the real world. PMPs get a bad rap. How many times have you heard, "Oh, I worked with a PMP, what a horrible experience"? Haven't you heard that? My buddy Lee Lambert, he says, with the world of PMP, there are those who are PMPs and those who aren't. They got the paper, but they aren't. The PMPs who aren't are those who didn't let the content pass through them. They don't have the values and the principles embedded in them. And this diminishes the respect and recognition that the certification commands within the professional community. Let's talk about unrealistic expectations. When someone tells you, "Hey Phil, you know, you can get certified in like 3 days, or you can get certified in my solution in three hours." Outrageous, right? But it leads to disappointment and frustration when individuals realize the true depth and breadth of knowledge and experience required. So, my friends, when it comes to the PMP exam, the PMP certification, I want you to be honest and true to the process. Okay? Haven't you ever heard from some of these firms, "Get PMP certified in just 2 weeks"? Or "Get your PMP in days"? You've already seen it. So I need you to understand, experience is king. All right? It's all about showing proficiency. Certification is the cherry on top. You see, those who are claiming quick certifications, they're selling a hollow victory. And I have news for you. If you were one of those who was bamboozled and tricked into getting certified based on a promise, "Well, you get certified and then everything's going to be hunky-dory the next day." If you're one of those people and you are sincere, but unfortunately you fell into the trap, I need you to be in my next Life After the PMP exam program. Because this is where we correct a lot of mistakes. This is where we tweak a lot of the problems that we find, like imposter syndrome, lack of confidence, because you went to a crummy PMP exam training program where they promised you the world and delivered barely a pebble. I need you to go onto the website, leadershipavenue.com. Leadershipavenue.com is where we're going in on a lot of problems people face after the PMP exam. And we're going to show you how to be successful in your career as a project manager. I call it the Business Professionals Leadership Club. You need to go on down to that site and sign up so that we can begin crafting your path forward. Too many people have been burned by these empty promises. Some have even found themselves succeeding getting certified, but then what? What was all the rush about? So I don't want you to fall into that bucket, my friends. I need to get you out of there. If you're in there, go on down to leadershipavenue.com. And let's begin to work on your post-PMP exam future. Because everyone's got a future after the PMP. The question is, how are you going to live it? Are you going to blow things up and take them a level up, or are you going to go down to the basement? I encourage you, my friends, see the value in your PMP. Understand that development after the PMP is crucial. Growth is crucial. I look forward to seeing you there. Go on down to leadershipavenue.com. Make sure to like this and share it so that we can stem the tide of paper PMPs.